Motorsports Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the Motorsports Association is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the 2022 installment of Triple P. We're glad to welcome you back to another season of Triple P on YouTube as the chase for the Triple P titles. TV's coverage of Triple P. We're hope to see you each and every week of Triple P action on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Newcastle Casino Chickasaw, Love's Travel Stops, Subway, by the Oklahoman, Buffalo Wild Wings, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, and Sonic Drive-Ins. Now, in its sixth season, with the call of today's Triple P show in 2022 from Yukon, Oklahoma, the voice of Triple P, Daniel Voiles.
First of all, I sincerely want to apologize to everybody for the delay that I had to take care of. And I tried to do the show when we had bad weather a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And as a result, I had to end up suspending the show until I got the issue resolved. And now we got the issue resolved, which, by the way, I found out it was my mic that was connected to my headset that died. And unfortunately, I couldn't get going, so I ended up suspending the show until I got the problem fixed. And now that we got the problem fixed, we're going to go ahead and resume the show as planned. I'm Daniel Voiles. Welcome to Triple P for the first time since we previewed Daytona. That was the last time we did this show. It was since we previewed Daytona. I'm going to be doing this show because all of the panelists have gone to quote-unquote bed. And my controller is going to start being stupid. There we go. Sorry about that. My controller has a tendency of doing this crap. Although Triple P will resume. We'll resume everything back to normal next week. I will need to put an announcement. Alright, I need to go ahead and do this. Need to put this out. I got a lot of recapping to do, so that's why. So I just put that out. So, all right. So we have a lot to recap. A lot. So we're gonna back it up. Also, I'll discuss something that will be taken care of. A little note, if you guys did not see Race 2 at Las Vegas for Order Cup Series, which I'll talk about that in the annual report, I highly recommend you go check that video out before you see this one. Okay, because I haven't updated all this. We first have to recap Daytona, then Auto Club St. Pete, Vegas, blah, 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 blah. So we got a lot of recapping to do. So I'll put this video out to everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and update the playlist. So, yeah, I was watching Hell's Kitchen. So, hooray. So, and if you ask why I'm doing this, it's like, I don't know. 1 in the morning, I'm sorry. So, I'm not going to share the video until after I get done with everything I need to recap. So, yeah. All right. going to take care of some things real quickly. I got a lot of things to talk about in the NR report. Tomorrow, the Movie Express will take part immediately after the Xfinity Series race. So, hope you guys look forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to going over some movies that I want to go over and all that. So, the IMSA podcast I will do Sunday because I have to work. I have 4 straight days of work. So we'll have Triple P coming out on Friday, which this not the day that just ended yesterday, but next Friday. So, and we will have panelists on the show. Trust me. Okay. So first of all, let's get into Daytona. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a few things to talk about. So, in case you all didn't hear the announcement on, or actually, I can go ahead and start this show by telling you all what has happened as far as the stuff is concerned. So, it was a few weeks ago. We were me and all the panelists plus Ormy were in a VC together because we were just talking about the 500 and all that. And I'll recap the 500 in just a bit after I get all of the all of this up, and then I have to go digging through and finding IndyCar and all that results and yada yada yada. So this person, I'm not going to say his name because you all know who you are if you come across this stream, which you probably know who you are, so I'm not going to say that person's name out loud or else it's not going to end well. So anyway, this person wanted to do, the show immediately after the race weekend, and I was like, I don't know why, because A, we don't have an entry list, and B, post-race inspection hasn't finished yet, so I just don't understand why you would do a show right after. I mean, if it's because you have a busy schedule, I get that, but throwing a fit and saying that it's taken too long. Well, there's a reason why it's taking long. It's because normally tech takes about 90 to 120 minutes, but when it's Daytona 500, it takes almost 3 hours to do tech because they have to do a complete teardown of the entire car, and it's the same way for the championship race. So that's why tech takes a lot longer. So, because what I did is, and unlike this person, because this person just whines and throws a fit and all that, what I did after the 500 is I went ahead and got one of my shows that I couldn't get done the week prior, and I had to wait to do the Movie Express on that Sunday after the 500. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So, yeah, and that's what I did. So, because of the NASCAR Pit Stop show quitting immediately after the season, we will take care of all the NASCAR stuff and all that for the rest of the season. So, yeah. Which we're about to do right now. Because I'm doing the order of the predictions of how it went down. So, yeah. So, first, let's start with Daytona as we begin with our recapping. At last, you finally get to hear the recaps of every races. Starting with the Truck Series race, I didn't watch the Truck Series race on the 18th because I was at Chili's with my staff because it was Toby, Steven, Brian, John, who was here, but now he's moved out, and myself, and also the two people from the workshop, which is Tequila and Robbie, that we had. So we ended up going out to eat at our restaurant. So that's why I didn't watch the truck race. But as always, I will tell you how it went down. When I was going through the stuff on Twitter, they told me it was a complete wreck fest. And here's how it happened. First two stages, nothing completely happened. John Hunter Nemechek won the first two stages of the truck race at Daytona. Which was like 20. He got like 20 20 stage points and 2 playoff points, which was nice. And all that. The first actual incident, Jack Wood cut a left rear tire down. And he spun to the left rear tire down. Nobody hit him. He just lost control. Nose in the wall. Big shame. He ended up out of the race. Of course, we had a couple of drivers out of the race before that. Dean Thompson had brake problems. He also got in with one of the KBM trucks. I believe it was Corey Heim. Brett for Johnny Sauter. Strange to see Johnny Sauter driving a truck that's not Thor Sport, which is a little surprising. So, yeah. Speaking of Corey Heim, he cut a right front tire down. Went into the wall in that incident. Next incident was the 44 of Chris Wright, the 33 of Jason White, the 30 of Tate Fogelman, and the 20 of Danny Bone. All had an incident off turn number 4 in that regard. And then we had the big one. And everybody was talking about this. They were saying the race should have been over. They didn't even get to the white flag before all heck broke loose. It collected a lot of people in this. The 45 of Lawson Allen, the 43 truck of Thad Moffitt, making his Truck Series debut at Daytona, because he's a ARCA driver. The 16 of Tyler Ingram, the 91 of Colby Howard, Matt Kraft in the 88, the 23 of Grant Infinger. Hang on, let's see. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I've been having some allergy problems of late. So, I do apologize about that. So anyway, the 23 of Grant Infinger, the 4 of John Hunter Nemechek, the 1 of Haley Deegan, Derek Crossan, the 19, the 9 of Blaine Perkins, the 02 truck, sorry about that, y'all. My controller's being stupid. But as I was saying, making sure this controller... Yeah, derping. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. My controller is starting to becoming a derping hyena if it doesn't want to stop being a derp head. But seriously? Do apologize for that. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, my controller's being stupid. Anyway, Derek Krause, Blaine Perkins, the 02 of Jesse Little, the 52 of Stuart Friesen, the 18 Chandler Smith, the 22 of Austin Wayne Self, the 75 of Parker Kligerman, the 17 of Riley Herbst, and the 66. That was driven by Ty Majeski, which brought out a 15-minute red flag. Then the final caution was Chris Wright and Jason White getting together on the front straightaway during NASCAR overtime, in which saw Zane Smith take the checker flag and win the Truck Series race at Daytona. Congratulations to him. As I'm trying to charge my deal, and I don't want my laptop, or my controller being stupid again. I'm about to give me a new controller soon, if you ask me. The top 10 results for the truck race at Daytona: Zane Smith, the winner; Ben Rhodes, second; Christian Eckes, third; Tanner Gray, fourth; Parker Kligerman, fifth; Jesse Little, sixth; Ty Majeski, seventh; Danny Bone, eighth; Carson Hocevar, ninth; Matt DiBenedetto complete the top 10. Going to the Xfinity Series race for the Beefett's What's for Dinner 300. First incident. Cesar Baccarilla had engine problems. He had to retire from the race. Drew Dollar making his Xfinity debut after wrecking in the ARCA race earlier in that day. Lost control of his car, collected the 51 of Jeremy Clements. Clements said something inappropriate about Drew Dollar, which May said Drew Dollar was not to be in that car, which I'm kind of 50-50 in that. Stage 1 and Stage 2 was won by Daniel Hemrick. Then we had a precaution off turn number 4. Then we had our first multi-car wreck. Brett Moffitt, the 11 of Daniel Hemrick got together. They collected the 24 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. The 34, if I can find that driver. 34. There is no 34. Oh, Jesse Wuji, there it is. 35 of Shane Lee, the 38 of CJ McLaughlin, the 44 of Tommy Joe Martins, the 53 of Joey Gase, the 78 of Josh Williams, the 92 of Kyle Weatherman. And then coming to the end of the race, the 31 of Myatt Snyder went up in the air, hit the catch fence, tore off the entire car, collected Matt Mills in the 5, the 48 of Jay Buford, the 44 of Tommy Joe Martins, the 23 of Anthony Alfredo, the 27 of Jeff Burton, the 10 of Landon Castle, the 54 of Ty Gibbs, and the 8 of Josh Berry, which ended the race. And Austin Hill, when it was all said and done, won his first Xfinity race of the season, as my battery is probably not going to make it. Because every time I try to charge my deal, there we go, making sure it charges, and it's not charging, and that's starting to worry me, because I may not make it through the entire show, if you ask me. The top 10 results for the Xfinity race: Austin Hill, the winner; A.J. Allmendinger, second; Noah Gragson, third; Riley Herbst, fourth; Justin Allgaier, fifth; Sheldon Creed, sixth; Anthony Alfredo, seventh; Ryan Sieg, eighth; Josh Bilicki, ninth; Brandon Brown complete the top 10. Moving over to the Cup Series race for the Daytona 500, which I watched. Austin Cindric, we'll talk about him in a minute, ran in the back of the 14 of Chase Briscoe, spun him out. As that was happening, the 50 car of don't help me, I can find him, Kaz Gralla lost his tire and got a 4-race suspension from crew chief and all that. Briscoe and Cindric continued on. The right front tire came off of Justin Haley's car as he continued on, which broke something on the car. They slapped him with a suspension. Why? I don't know. Then Brad Keselowski caused a big wreck, collected Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, brought up the last yellow, and Austin Cindric won the Daytona 500. as a result. So the top 10 results for the Cup race is Austin Cindric, the winner, Bubba Wallace, second, Chase Briscoe, third, Ryan Blaney, fourth, Eric Almirola, fifth, Kyle Busch, sixth, Michael McDowell, seventh, David Reagan, eighth, Brad Keselowski, ninth, Chase Elliott completed the top 10. Now to Indy Lights. We'll go over Indy Lights. Alright. If I can get to the championship. So the top 10 results for Indy Lights at St. Pete. Moving over to that next weekend. Matthew Brabham won. Benjamin Pedersen second. Linus Lundqvist third. Stingray Robb fourth. Daniel Frost of Singapore fifth. Manuel Solahaman sixth. Ernie Francis Jr. seventh. Antonio Servavalli eighth. Christian Bogo ninth. And Christian Rasmussen completed the top 10. Then we went to the Indycar race for their season opener for the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Only caution in that race, David McAllis hit the wall coming out of turn number 2 and 3, did a lot of damage to the right and left side of his car. His race was done. When it was all said and done, since the rest of the race went caution-free, it was Scotty McLaughlin who took the checker flag and won the IndyCar race. So the top 10 results for the IndyCar race. Scotty Mack won, Alex Palou second, Will Power third, Colton Herta fourth, Roman Grosjean fifth, Renus VK sixth, Graham Rahal seventh, Scott Dixon eighth, Mark Ericsson ninth, Takuma Sato complete the top 10. Going to the Xfinity race from Auto Club. That is our next race we went to. Hopefully my controller can make it the rest of the day, or I'm going to have to ask Steven to. Steven should have brought me a controller, so that way makes it a little easier for me. Sorry, I was getting the Cup results. Okay, so starting with the Xfinity race. First incident, Landon Castle broke an oil line, caused a big fire on his car, which brought out a yellow. Then we had this. Stage 1 was won by Trevor Bayne. Then the 11 of Daniel Hemrick got together with the 54 Ty Gibbs. Gibbs spun out. He continued on. Brandon Jones had his first spin off turn number 4. Rest of stage 2 was clean. It was won by Cole Custer. Then Brandon Brown spun off turn number 2. Then Jade Buford had an incident off turn number 2. Then we had precaution. And then Sheldon Creed and Brett Moffitt had an incident in turn 1. Brought out NASCAR overtime. The 11 got turned in the wall by the 19 of Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones got collected with Sheldon Creed and the 99. That would be Stephen Parsons. Brandon Jones hit the pit wall, brought out a 23-minute red flag. Cole Custer won the Xfinity race at Auto Club in that process. As I don't know what's going on with my charger. Yeah. So anyway, the top 10 results for the Xfinity race. Cole Custer won, Noah Gragson second, Trevor Bayne third, Josh Berry fourth, Anthony Alfredo fifth. Sixth was Sam Mayer, AJ Allmendinger seventh, Justin Allgaier eighth, Riley Herbst ninth, Riley and C completed the top 10. Then going to the Cup Series race for the Wise Power 400. And I don't know why my okay, there we go. Now please do not die, controller. If you know what I mean. Yeah, because my controller is being stupid. So, Kyle Busch spun off turn number 2 as he brought out the first incident, which was also the competition yellow. Chase Elliott spun off turn number 2 as well. Josh Bilicki spun in turn number 2. The rest of stage 1 was clean. That was won by Tyler Reddick. Then Christopher Bell spun off turn number 4. Got in the grass, and his race was finished. Then Chris Buescher had an incident off turn number 2, which he had some pretty significant damage on his car. Then Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano had an incident on the front straightaway. The rest of stage 2 was clean. That was won by Tyler Reddick. Reddick swept the first 2 stages. And he looked like the dominant car to win. However, when Reddick reported he cut a left rear tire down, he was slow. William Byron got loose, slid up into the 8, took both cars around, and Byron's day was done. Reddick continued on. Then Bubba Wallace, Harrison Burton, Brad Keselowski, and Austin Cindric had an incident off turn number 2. Then Ross Chastain in a backup car spun off turn number 2, and then Chase Elliott spun again off of 2 after contact with Kyle Larson, who went on to win the event. The top 10 results for the Cup race: Kyle Larson, the winner; Austin Dillon, second; Eric Jones, third; Daniel Suarez, fourth; Joey Logano, fifth; Eric Almirola, sixth; Kevin Harvick, seventh; Kurt Busch, eighth; Daniel Hemrick, ninth; Ricky Stenhouse Jr. complete the top 10. Now we can get on to the recapping of Vegas and other useful shit that happened past the events. That would be nice. Thank you very much. Let's go over the results. First off, with Supercars. We'll start with them first. So, yeah. The top 10 results for Supercars in race number 1. SVG picked up right where he left off. He won race 1. Antoine De Pascal, second. Chaz Monster, third. Will Davidson, fourth. Brody Kostecki, fifth. Nick Haircut, sixth. Will Brown, seventh. Tim Slade, eighth. Brookie Fenney making his debut in ninth. And James Courtney in 10th. Brookie Fenney replacing Jamie Whincup had a good debut, and it was really wet down there. Chaz Monster won race 2. Congrats to him. Brody Kostecki, second. Antoine De Pascal, third. Cameron Waters, fourth. Andre Himgartner, fifth. Shane Van Gisbergen, sixth. Will Davidson, seventh. Will Brown, eighth. David Reynolds, ninth. Tim Slade complete the top 10. For the debut of Moto 2, or Moto 3, rather. Let's do this wiki. We'll go to wiki and just make this easier. The top 10 results for Moto 3. Andrea Magano won, Sergio Garcia second, Kabato Toba of Japan third, Dennis Ansu fourth, John McPhee fifth, Diogo Morella sixth, Dennis Fragua seventh, Eisen Guevara eighth, Ryuju Yakanama ninth, and Xavier Agast completed the top 10. The top 10 results for Moto 2 at Qatar. Celeste Bettelli first, Aaron Canet second, Cam Lowe's third, Augusto Fernandez fourth, Tony Abelanto fifth, Ali Ogora sixth, Yuri Navarro seventh, Joe Roberts eighth, Cameron Buehler ninth, and Marcel Schroeter completed the top 10. The top 10 results for MotoGP. Renea Bastianini won, Brad Binder second, Horace Espargaro third, his brother Alexei Espargaro on this past weekend, and then we'll look ahead to the race weekend at Phoenix and all that, because we just got done watching the ARCA race. So, yeah. Okay. Beginning with Truck Series race, their second race of the season. I did not watch, as I said, but let's tell you what happened. First incident, Blaine Perkins crashed on the back straightaway, had some pretty significant damage. His race came to an early end. Then on a restart, a stack-up that was caused by Zane Smith, more on him later, collected the 61 of Chase Purdy, who, by the way, failed to qualify at Daytona, the 1 of Haley Deegan, Matt Crafton, and the 91 of Colby Howard. Then the 62 of Todd Bonine spun on the front straight, didn't hit anything. By the way, stage 1 was won by Ben Rhodes. He also won stage number 2. Then Jack Wood got turned in the outside wall by Chase Purdy on the back straightaway. Then Todd Bonine had an incident off of turn 4, did some pretty significant damage to his truck, but he continued on in that regard. Then the 42 of the 42. If I can find the 42, I cannot find him. Carson Hosevar, there we go. And the 17 of Ryan Preece, and then off turn number 4. Then Ryan Preece got another incident with the 88 of Matt Crafton, Ty Majeski, and Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes goes into the wall. Rhodes' night is over. Then the 44 of Chris Wright spun in turn number 2, 51, and the 98, which was Christian Eckes and the 51 of Kyle Busch, as Eckes crashed in the wall. Racing deal, if you ask me. Then when it was all done, Chandler Smith got his first win in the Truck Series for KBM, beating the owner. So, yeah. The top 10 results for the truck race. Chandler Smith won, Kyle Busch second, Stuart Friesen third, fourth Ryan Preece, Tanner Gray fifth, Matt DiBenedetto sixth, seventh Matt Crafton, Brett Holmes eighth, and Austin Wayne South ninth. Ty Majeski completed the top 10 in that regard. Moving to the Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas. I had to wipe off my phone. Give me 1 second. Is my controller doing okay? And yeah, it's doing okay. It's just the charger's being a complete douche hole. Until I get my backup one, we'll be all right. So, anyway, starting with the Xfinity Series race. Can it please charge without any technical problems? There we go. Anyway, first incident was Brendan Poole having an engine problem. Oh, I forgot to mention. Zane Smith was disqualified for lug nut issues in the truck race. Okay, back to the Xfinity Series. Brendan Poole had engine problems. He was done for the day. Then debris in turn 1 from the 39 after he hit the wall hard. Then it rained, or ended up being snowed. The race was red flagged for almost 42 minutes. They got the race restarted, which was nice. Ryan Sieg was called to the garage area for not meeting minimum speed. He tried to take out Ty Gibbs in the process. He failed miserably. Instead, collected Brent Moffitt and Sheldon Creed. Ryan Sieg was called to the big purple truck after the race. Rest of stage 1 was clean. That was won by Noah Gragson. Jesse Iwuji spun in turn 2. Then the 07 of Joe Graff Jr. Got together with the 92 of Kyle Weatherman. They continued on. Then Joe Graff Jr. hits Matt Mills, sent him to the inside wall. Stage 2, by the way, was won by Noah Gragson, as he swept the first 2 stages. Then Jesse Iwuji, the 99 of Stephen Parsons, and Ryan Vargas crashed in turn number 4. Then Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones had an incident off turn number 2. Then the 18 from Vegas was Ryan Truex. He got together with Austin Hill and Riley Herbst, which brought out the yellow, and at the end of the race, it was Ty Gibbs who ended up winning the race at Vegas. The top 10 results for the Xfinity Series: Ty Gibbs won, Noah Gragson second, Daniel Hemrick third, Josh Berry fourth, Justin Allgaier fifth, Landon Castle sixth, Sheldon Creed seventh, Brett Holmes eighth, AJ Allmendinger ninth, and Brandon Jones complete the top 10. Then we go to the Cup Series race at Las Vegas. We had a competition yellow for teams to check tires and all that. First actual incident, Cole Custer spun off turn number 2. Continued on. Then Kyle Busch in a backup car got clipped by the 16 of Daniel Hemrick, got Austin Dillon and Justin Haley involved. They all continued on. Then Tyler Reddick spun off turn number 4. Rest of stage 1 was clean. That was won by Alex Bowman. More on him later on. Then Daniel Hemrick got turned in the Daniel Suarez got turned in the wall by Chase Briscoe. No harm, no foul in that. Then Ryan Blaney got involved in an incident with Brad Keselowski, which Blaney T-boned the passenger side of Keselowski's car. They were done for the day. Actually, Keselowski continued, but Blaney was out. Then Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, and Harrison Burton had an incident off turn number 4. Controller, thank you. I do apologize for the technical difficulties because my controller cannot stop being stupid. Anyway, I'm going to get me a backup controller in case. So anyway, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, making sure you don't derp. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I was just charging my deal. Thank you. Massive apologies because my controller is just being a dickhead. Anyway, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, and Harrison Burton spun off turn 4. Christopher Bell spun in the back straightaway. Rest of stage 2 was won by Ross Chastain. Then Denny Hamlin broke something in turn number 2. He had to come to a stop. And then the 23 of Bubba Wallace almost hit Eric Jones, which set up NASCAR overtime. Greg Biffle had a fuel problem. He was done for the day, and when it was all done, Alex Bowman won the race as a result. So the top 10 results for the Cup race: Alex Bowman 1, Kyle Larson 2nd, Ross Chastain 3rd, Kyle Busch 4th, William Byron 5th, Eric Almirola 6th, Tyler Reddick 7th, Martin Truex Jr. 8th, Christopher Bell 9th. Chase Elliott 9th, Christopher Bell rebounded to a 10th place result. I don't have any top story news and all that. I'm just going to get straight on to looking ahead to Phoenix. Should be an interesting race. Phoenix is a track that I think we're going to see good racing. We saw Taylor Gray, who won the ARCA race, do a phenomenal job. So we'll have to see how things go for the event. So we'll get to the predictions. I'll go over the point standings with you guys right now. So coming into first the global standings, if you are not up to date. Cody Smart leads by myself. Cody has 43. I have 39. Taylor has 37. And Brendan Rodgers 28. For the NASCAR standings, as we enter Phoenix, Cody Smart has 24 points. Zachary Taylor is in second with 17. Jarrett Underhill is in third with 16. Sean Hart, 14 points. Nathan Bell didn't make predictions. He's 15th, or he's in fifth with 13 points. Allie and I are tied for sixth with 12 points. Great Lakes is in eighth with 11. Kyle Lang in ninth with 10. Brendan Rogers Q Man tied for 10th with 3 points in the bag. As I don't know why the controller is being stupid as usual, because it is. Okay. So now, let's get right into the NASCAR predictions. Starting with, as I'm going to start. We'll start with Zachary Taylor. So, for Taylor in Xfinity, driver to win, he is going to take Daniel Hemrick. Driver stay away from Brandon Jones. Justin Allgaier, the dark horse. For Cup, he took MTJ. Driver to win. Driver stay away from is Kurt Busch and Alex Bowman, the dark horse. For yours truly, I took Austin Hill to win the race tomorrow, the Xfinity Race. Driver stay away from Noah Gragson, dark horse Sheldon Creed. Cup, I had Ryan Blaney to win. Tyler Reddick stay away from Cup, dark horse Denny Hamlin. For Allie, her driver to win, Martin Truex Jr. Cody Ware, driver to stay away from dark Justin Haley. For Cup and Xfinity, she took Brandon Jones to win. Jeremy Clements stay away from Harrison Burton as the dark horse so far. For Cody Smart, he said AJ Allmendinger, driver to win. Parker Retzenoff, making his Xfinity debut, stay away from. Daniel Hemrick, the dark horse. For Cup, he took Kyle Larson as driver to win. Todd Gillen is the driver to stay away from. Chase Elliott, the dark horse. For Jarrett Underhill, he said Ty Gibbs is the driver to win. Mason Massey is the driver to stay away from. Brandon Brown's the dark horse. For Cup, he picked Chase Elliott as driver to win. Driver to stay away from Justin Haley. Kurt Busch as the dark horse. For Kyle Langland, he said Sheldon Creed, driver to win. Nick Sanchez making his Xfinity debut, stay away from. Austin Hill, dark horse. For Cup, he took William Byron as driver to win. Driver to stay away from Joey Logano. Chase Elliott as the dark horse. For Great Lakes, he said Sam Mayer is the driver to win in Xfinity. Driver to stay away from Trevor Bayne. Dark horse Ryan C. For Cup, he took Denny Hamlin as driver to win. Eric Rolla, driver to stay away from Ryan Blaney as the dark horse. And finally, Sean Hart. His driver to win is AJ Allmendinger. Driver to stay away from Daniel Hemrick. Dark horse Josh Berry. For Cup, Kyle Busch is the winner. Alex Bowman stay away from, and Kevin Harvick as the dark horse. So there you go. That is all of the predictions for right now on this show. Now it's time for your Janet King clean scores from around the country. So far, the women's OU won over Kansas 80-68. Baylor beat Oklahoma State 76-36. In that part, OU men's basketball team losing by a point, 56-55. Illinois lost to Indiana 65-63. Texas A&M over Auburn 67-62. Houston beat Cincy 69-56 to advance. Do apologize, my controller's being stupid, if you ask me. Alright, so Houston beat Cincy 69-56, if the sound would stop going off. And all that. In the National Hockey League, Penguins beat the Golden Knights 5-2, Wild losing to the Blue Jackets in a shootout 3-2. Islanders beat the Jets 5-2. Capitals over the Canucks 4-3 in the contest. That is your Janet King clean scores from around the country and all that. Janet King is the king of clean. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming Triple P athletic events. We'll be back next week to recap Phoenix and all that. We'll preview Atlanta and all that, yada, yada, yada. So we're looking forward to that. It'll be on Friday, a week from yesterday. And we hope you guys will look forward to that coming up in the future. So that's a look at this week's upcoming Triple P athletic events, brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the Blue Hedgehog Athletics. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of OU and Triple P Athletics and wants to remind you that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com to learn more. As we close this broadcast, we want to send all of our prayers to everybody in Ukraine, as well as our dad died this past Tuesday in a fiery accident while bringing Taylor Gray's car, who won the ARCA race tonight. And his legacy will live on. We send our prayers to everybody at David Gillen Racing. And we send our condolences to his friends and family at this time. Special thank you to all of our friends, our Triple P panelists, Cody Smart, Nathan Bell, Zachary Taylor, Kyle Langland, Great Lakes, Brendan Rogers, and all of our amazing friends. Our statistician, Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer, Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Ting, and Alex Hawkins. Dennis Stats Kelly, Tom Shores, Greg Rutz, Crystal Fontaine, Nathan Orman running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. Until next week, when we recap Phoenix and preview all of our other stuff, this is Dean Evil saying, Boomer Sooner, everybody.
This Triple P broadcast has been brought to you by Newcastle Casino Chickasaw, Love's Travel Stops, Subway, by the Oklahoman, Buffalo Wild Wings, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, and Sonic Drive-Ins. Thanks for joining us for Triple P on the Blue Hedgehog TV. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2022 by the BHRA Association.